Or are
Uh,
we waiting for a minute?
I hope we should wait for another 2-3 minutes. Arvind, is it okay?
Okay.
Perfect.
So welcome Santwana ji and Priyadarshini ji to our event. Though we haven't
Thank
met, we have been studying your organization for some time now, and Priyadarshi sir has been sharing updates about his meeting. And it is nice to have you here today. So we have our team members here, Priyadarshi sir, we have Sangamitra ma'am, we have Sekat.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I would just introduce them to you before we start in a minute's time.
Okay, so Arvind, should we be starting the recording right now? Started. Perfect. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening and welcome to all. It's a wonderful evening with pleasant climate all around. The monsoon's coming in, and that's a wonderful welcome signal for all of us to have yet another coffee break Saturday. Let's have our coffee, tea, and a plate of pakoras if needed, if it is drizzling or pouring heavily around at your place. And here we have two dynamic personalities sitting with us, Miss Santwana and Miss Priyadarshini. Wonderful to know that such young women have co founded a very interesting and yet another sustainable business entity. A startup which is working on developing a system for reducing carbon footprints through travel. Wonderful to have you both on board today, and I wish such ideas could grow to become just not unicorns, but the thing of the generation and the generations to come tomorrow. So here we have our wonderful guests present here, dynamic, young, and intellectually blessed. So, I'm not going to take much of your time introducing going ga ga ga. Let's hear from them what they have done till now and what they have stored in future for you and me and for the world to come. Yes, let's start. So, Santwana and Priyadarshi, the first question that anybody would be asking you, it's not a question but an inquisitivity. How did you come about with this idea? How did you come about with this idea of coming up with e bikes along with a tracking system which can be used by a community? Santwana?
Yeah, hello Smita ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for having us here. It's really a pleasure and to be associated with you. Uh, about us, actually, what happened? We initially in 2019 we started with a fintech software company. My friend Ankur, Priyadarshini, and I we got together and we started this fintech company called Techsofin, where we decided to build software solutions for banks which did not have enough software solutions so to say, as in rural areas or cooperative banks which served a small segment of people. And we did a few projects related to that. We have done some mobile apps and some software solutions for the cooperative banks in Odisha. So, as this progressed, we came up with the idea of DriEV in 2020 January, where we discussed that we could find a solution for micro mobility. A lot of people need to commute within a city for short distances, for which there may not always be the availability of a vehicle. So there is always public transport, of course, but many cities do not have a very effective system of public transport. Besides that, it can also be expensive, especially for students who are staying in hostels, as well as visitors who are in the city for a few days. So we came up with the idea of having vehicles which they can rent as and when they require, for hyperlocal commuting for shorter distances, to make it easily accessible and affordable for anyone. So with this, we came up with the idea of driving, where we uh, wanted to find a sustainable solution, because of which we only included electric vehicles in our plan. Uh, Based on that, we our initial plan was to start this in college campuses. So in campuses, we could have we planned to set up stations where students could pick up these vehicles as per their need, and we could charge them per kilometer or per distance, per minute. So they could take it for shorter periods, or even uh, a medium range of periods for within city transport and communication. So, with this in mind, basically trying to solve the problem of especially the student community, we started DriEV as an electric vehicle rental company. DriEV is the first such bike rental initiative in Eastern India, and we are based in Bhubaneswar right now. So, since we started in 2020, it has already been more than 2 years, but we had to go through the lockdowns, and because of that, we right now we not only have this college campus plan, we also give our bikes on longer subscriptions, like monthly, daily, and weekly subscriptions, along with the college community plan. So the idea behind this was to actually find a solution which was sustainable, which was futuristic, because we believe that the future of mobility is electric. And with that in mind, this came about.
Wonderful, Santwana. I am spellbound with the idea that you've got, and I think there is someone who will be more interested in connecting with you. That is Chekat, who is into uh, sustainable carbon footprinting and all, and Sangamitra ji, who is the director of the organization here with us, and they'll be more interested in knowing more about this and how to make it bigger for you. And I am very sure that educational institutions today need this very much, as they are also forced to engage in environmental uh, issues, and they have to report their carbon footprinting. So criteria 7 of NAC 7 is something that you can hit upon. So here we have Sangamitra ji, ma'am, we should take this very seriously and follow up with Santwana and Priyadarshini for making it big and bigger. Yeah. So, um, Sangamitraji, would you like to just add a
Yeah,
couple of words?
yeah. Thank you, Smita. Welcome, Shantana and Priyadarshini, and congratulations for your achievement. And heartiest, I mean, all the best for your future endeavor. Hope you rock and you reach, as Smita said, you reach till you are unicorn. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Sekat,
Uh, Hi.
I'm sure
So,
he has a question.
so yes. First of all, thank you so much for being here because, of course, when we know that every country is going towards the net zero, as we have our own targets, and of course, our main target is for emissions zero. That's it. So, for the first steps is always for the first startups that are built. So the startups that are upcoming right now, so there has to be very generated towards the net zero emissions. And pardon me for my voice because right now I'm just suffering from COVID right now, and yeah, right now I'm all the way from UK here, and I'm very privileged to to be in this conversation and in this Coffee Rick Saturday as wonderful organizations and startup are being interviewed by my startup yatra, and as well today we can find like drive e is very fascinated about the carbon footprints and how we can be sustainable towards our main goal. So amazing project, amazing company. I've gone through the company's profile and what how the things are working. Amazing Priyadarshini, amazing Shantwara, and of course I have an important question like how you track your carbon footprints, for how you track that the footprints can be generated and can be minimized, because of course at the end of the day you have to give a report. You have to provide a generate a report that okay, you have neglified or nullified this amount of carbon, this ton of carbons, and this can be certified for more consumption and more production. So how you do that?
Yeah, so thank you, Saga. Thank you for your best wishes. Uh, we have our entire fleet is IoT enabled, so we have tracking devices through which we can monitor every vehicle's current location, its entire usage, its latitude, longitude, the time during which it was used, as well as the battery voltage at any point of time. So we have all of this data, we collect it, and it's there in our database. As of now, we haven't converted it into any form of carbon footprints, but we do have the data, and we are looking ahead to make sure that we are able to convert it into some sort of carbon credits. We are actually learning about that and trying to figure out how to make it work, but the data is all there, and hopefully soon we will be able to get some credits for that, which we can again we plan to pass on as benefits to our most frequent users and all, depending on their usage. These are and this is our plan, but we do have the data for every vehicle right from the beginning till now. Whatever usage has been done, it's all there with us, because we
Correct. And
also plan to do some AI based analytics on the
mhm,
right behavior and all, based on which we have future plans, like tech based plans. So that is why we collect all the data. So it is
correct. And
available with
what
us.
are
Yeah.
what are your plans for the expansion in different states?
Yeah, we are looking ahead to expand to different cities, especially tier 2 cities in India, because we think those are the places where such services are not available. But since they are growing, these kind of things are needed. But most startups they focus on metro cities because there is a good scope of growth. But we do plan to go to tier 2 cities where I think which is actually a bigger market for us, because the requirement is already there. There are many colleges, universities with lots of students. They are basically our primary market. So we plan to expand to cities as soon as we have sufficient bikes. We will
Infrastructures, yeah,
definitely expand.
infrastructure and the
Yes.
policy is the main important part, yeah, of course. So as being a researcher for economics and policy of energy and climate change right now in UK, so I can see this hurdles and the overcome barriers. You have to just go on. And in fact, you did a great job of keeping the track of the data, what the data is and how the data can be manipulated. So that's good. Of course, we My Startup Yatra will always there for you. If you want to just contact us anytime, we are there. Because of course we can see a huge potential in this market. And the way you are passing by and you're en routing towards, literally, developed countries are doing the same thing, and being in the developing countries, you are doing the same thing. So of course you will get a higher uh, overlooping on that, and your project is of course outweighs on that. So yes, looking forward it. And amazing project, amazing. I'm here until the end to just hear from you, and the whole journey of yours, how it happens, and wish you all the best for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Smita ma'am, for the opportunity.
Thank you to you, Saket, because even when you are unwell, you have been present here to ask this question. And I wanted you to be a part of it because it is your forte.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much
So
for the support also. Like, you've been always been supportive to me for this whole time. Yesterday also when I was in the hospital, so you've been messaging. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sometime it
that's
really required for me.
that's a part of our duty, to be around with the people whom we are connected, right? Yeah,
Thank you,
coming
ma'am.
back to our coffee break Saturday, here I have a very inquisitive question. It's not a question, but I would like to know about the bikes, more about the bikes. I have gone through your website. There are four types of bikes that you offer. What are these bikes all about? Can you please tell us? Our audience is eagerly waiting. There are many startups who are here who are thinking, how are they managing these bikes? Come on. Let's know more about your bikes, the four types of bikes that you have, and how how powerful are they in terms of carrying individuals on them, and how long can they last with respect to energy? Yes.
Yeah, Priya, would you like to answer this? Yeah. You're not audible.
uh,
Um,
I think she has
yeah.
some connectivity issue.
Yeah, Priya,
Yeah, she's
can
here.
can you?
प्रियदर्शिनी जी, आप आंसर करेंगे इस क्वेश्चन को?
We cannot.
You're not audible. You're not audible.
You're being audible, ma'am, but I don't know.
Are you able to hear her?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, yes.
Hello. Am I audible now?
Yeah, now you're audible.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and a very good evening from Priyadarshini here.
Good evening to you
Okay. You
too.
are. Hello, Smita ma'am. Hello, Sangeet. How are you? Hope this COVID goes well. I guess you're not
Oh,
feeling that
I'm
unwell.
just hoping for the same. Yeah, it's been 7 days, but of course, thank you so much for your well wishes. Thank you so much.
Okay, okay. All the best. Okay. Thank you for joining from UK. And okay, let me tell you about a small story how we beginned actually. We were just sitting around and discussing how our software skills were being started and how it should come live, how our website should look like. But then suddenly Ankur, Santwana, everyone was sitting there, and he came up with a idea that let's start an EV startup kind of thing, so we can rent people. And it was more like an urban commute where students, when we used to be students, we faced a lot of problem traveling from one campus to another campus. So we mostly thought of as kind of as a facilitator for them, where we can provide them bikes in ease of access, a freedom for them rather, so that they can at least bring their lunch, bring their tiffins, go for a smoke or something, just like that. So in this process, we started in January with just three bikes. Three bikes. We had a demo session at Kit Campus. A convention was being held. In that meantime, we crossed 3 to 6, then to 10, and pandemic came along. When pandemic came along, everyone was shattered, no business, no everywhere it was all chaos. Then in 2021, we started beginning, acha, we cannot enter into communities like colleges, because everything was closed and online classes were going on. So seeing student support was negligible for us. So we went for subscribers. For those who are in need, those who come for like 2-3 days for a vacation or for a conference, some kind of like that. So we can offer them bikes on rentals and EV, and that's sustainable actually. And we offered in a very low rate. Initially, we didn't have such a plan of managing four kind of vehicles or any daily rental, or daily, weekly, or monthly rentals. Then gradually we started. Now we have actually, initially we started with very less number of bikes and very low speed bikes. There are only three bikes with us, one e-Pluto and two e-Trans. Those are still with us and they are supporting us till now. We don't want to let them go. So the three kinds of plans that we have are daily, weekly, and monthly. If a person comes from some places and wants to have a day's any office like passport office, and a day's work is done, then he can he can rent a bike for a day. Then he can let go of in the evening and go for his own city. But for weekly, those who come for vacation or some kind of projects kind of thing, we offer them weekly basis. But we have monthly subscriptions also, and mostly those are from AIMS actually. Those nurses and doctors who are actually doing jobs over here, they take most of the bikes. The majority of our subscribers are from AIMS Delhi. So hopefully we are sustainable as well as serving our country on health wise also. So, and the four plans, categories of bikes we have are City Plus, Speed, Speed Plus, and Lux. So, City Plus is kind of a very low speed bike we offer for students and those who require very low speed, like up to 30 kilometers per hour. Then Speed and Speed Plus are a bit higher range. They can go up to 50 and 70. Speed Plus and Lux, these are registered bikes. We need to have a driving license as well as we need to have helmets over there because they go over a speed of 50. Lux are very, those are a little bit costly for us and also for the consumer customers. Anyone who would be wanting a premium service can go for Lux actually. Those go up to a high speed of 90. So definitely, actually we don't allow people, but still we have them. Some customers do like it. And coming to carbon footprint, till now we have served around 60 tons of 60 tons of CO2 emissions. Looking at the
That's
range of kilometers we have driven right now. Initially, we didn't have any kind of customers, but now we have more than 2,000 plus customers.
that's awesome. That's awesome. To
Thank
start off, something went wrong on my screen. Okay, to start humble and then reach to this level, I think it it gives you a lot of energy to, uh, boost further. So, Priyadarshi and Santwana, here I have another question for you. Um, when you're referring to these bikes, another inquisitive question that I have is, Mr. Dhar, if you could just stop presenting. Is he related to Drive?
No.
No. Mr. Dhar, I would request you to please close the presenting screen share. So let's continue our talk. By then, Mr. Dhar will stop. Thank you so much, Mr. Dhar, for being so kind. So um, here I would like to ask a question to Santwana. Santwana, how you're talking about these bikes. Are you manufacturing them?
No, actually, we buy the bikes from existing EV manufacturers. Now, when we started, there were very few companies who actually manufactured the EVs because EVs were just starting out in the market 2 years ago. So, what we did was we procured vehicles from different brands. We tested them, we did our own runs on them, and we did our categorization. We eventually, as the EV market grew, a lot of manufacturers uh, cropped up in the last 1.5 years. A lot of EV manufacturers are in the market right now, but we do not procure from everybody. We have we have tested most of those manufacturers. We have tried them out, and we selected those ones which we found were suitable, which were durable, and which had good performance. And our fleet currently includes those few selected brands that we found were useful to us in the long run. So yeah, we do not manufacture anything, but we buy them from existing brands, and we attach our own IoT devices on that. We do our configuration, and then we give it out to the customers. So that is how it works right now.
Wow. So it is not just sustainable, it's not just social enterprise, helping during COVID when, all the other supporting transportation system was not working. Still, you have supported everybody. You are also helping in, that chain of connecting with other manufacturers and bringing them on board. I think that is very interesting. Now, the thing that is sticking in my mind is the IoT that you just mentioned. So, Priyadarshini, can you please help us understand what is this IoT and how do you track them? I don't want you to give away your business secret, but at least an idea as to what is it all about for our um, very, very inquisitive audiences, and the most inquisitive person, that is me, and Sekat. Look at his face.
Okay. Let me tell you one secret of ours, that I'm not a tech person. Our tech person is Santwana. She can better let you understand how our IoT actually works.
I'm so sorry for
That's
posing
okay.
this
That's
question to
perfectly fine.
you. The question goes back to Santwana. Santwana, please help me understand this.
Uh, yeah, so IoT devices currently are not just used in vehicles, but in many machines. So you must have heard of this somewhere in your daily life. IoT stands for Internet of Things. So basically, it is a way to connect various devices which we can control remotely. For example, you have a home security system where you have cameras, and through your mobile, even if you're outside, you are able to see what is going on in your house through those cameras. You get an alarm notification if something goes wrong. So generally IoT is used to connect multiple devices over a longer range. We use a similar kind of a thing. We connect IoT devices on our bikes. These devices use SIM cards, and they are able to they are able to send signals. So we have our own software interface where these signals are received, they are tracked, and in that interface we are able to see, uh, monitor the individual IoT devices. They have GPS enabled, so we can see where exactly each device is. The device also sends us information about what is the current battery voltage, how much more this vehicle can go, where exactly it is, and a lot of other information is made available. We use them as per our requirement. So general idea about, like, when we are renting out vehicles, we also need to know where it goes, because we do not want people to steal them. So this IoT also helps us to keep track of these devices, their locations. Uh, it also gives us an idea of the general usage. Like if we want to know what kind of uh, or how the user is riding our vehicle, is it a smooth ride, or is the user riding roughly, or if he's going above speed limit, these kind of information also we are able to track through these IoT devices. So whenever we have a new bike, we fit an IoT device on that before we give it out to any customer. This helps us to maintain security and also collect the data related to our bike.
That's awesome. I thought AI is a burden. I'm not a tech person, tech savvy person, but I can see AI is becoming more and more interesting because I think a few coffee break Saturdays we have had a lot of AI driven firms, and every single coffee break Saturday that I'm going through, I'm like in awe of what AI can do. Wonderful that AI can track the usability of your product, but uh, how do you manage the customers who are um, misusing your product? Is there any system wherein you know try to take extra money or the cover the damages? Is there some insurance associated with your vehicles and the IoT device?
Yes, we mainly focus on ensuring the person rather than the vehicle, because a human being is more important than the vehicle. But in case of damages, definitely we don't claim that much, because we generally have more customers on subscription basis. Maintenance of our vehicles is from our side. It's free of cost. Every month we pick up vehicles whose due date has come, and we maintain them. We clean them up. We check them, either parts are well or good. Our maintenance team works on it, and in case of any issues, we have our CRM team. Uh, they are always 24 hours on call. They serve for the DriEV, and there are three girls over there. They work really hard, keeping touch with the customers. And in any case of issue, they call up on to our CRM cell, and the issues get solved by the maintenance team.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful to know that the entire structure is so well planned. So I have another thing ticking in my head. So when you are referring to uh, customers using your bike, now Indian roads are not very interesting, right? And we have very uncomfortable set of roads in many of the tier 2 cities, just not tier 1 cities, tier 2 cities too. Yes, there is a lot of work happening in terms of infrastructural development. During that process, there is a lot of hassle that happens on the road. So when your bike is on the road, okay, and because of this slowing down and again picking up, slowing down and picking up, the batteries may wear out faster, is what I feel. In that case, how do you provide a service for charging your vehicle? Because what I have realized about vehicles, not EVs, but a vehicle, if you are changing the speed constantly, okay, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, your energy consumption changes, right? So you have charged the vehicle for a particular it can be used for a particular period of time, but as because of the condition of the road, the you energy levels of the vehicle get used up faster. Okay, in that situation, uh, how do you provide charging station? Because EV charging stations are not very easily available in a country like India.
That is true. That is one of the challenges that exist for EV users. We also have plans to set up charging stations in different locations after we grow a little more. Uh, as of now, we provide the customer with an estimate of the range of the vehicle, and we also there's also a facility of swapping the battery, where we either the customer can take an extra battery if required and they can reconnect it, or we also, our maintenance team also provides battery swapping if someone is stuck somewhere due to some reason and is not able to get his is out of charge. So our team also reaches the location and provides an extra battery or swaps the battery as a on-spot service. So right now we are managing in this way, and we certainly hope that charging stations will come up soon by the government, and we will also do our part in that. So hopefully that
That's
will be solved.
Actually,
that's a wonderful.
our charges are such way made so that you can connect it in the home appliances. How you connect your charger, like mobile charger, you can charge it over there. It's not a big hassle for charging and battery. The only requirement is you need to have a plug point nearby, or else you can carry the battery home and charge it at home for 3 to 4 hours, and it will be full charge.
So the only thing that a person like me would require is, in case of a crisis, good friends around.
No, you can call our SOS. Actually, that is better.
On a lighter note, coming back to my um, interaction with you, uh, it is wonderful to know your endeavor and providing charging services which are very easily chargeable, right? Using your own home appliance charging plug. Why I'm saying this is because I am currently in US, and in Chicago I have seen uh, many charging stations. Tesla is providing EV cars, right? And they have their own charging points in most of the petrol pumps that are here in Chicago and other states too. When I was traveling, I have seen that. And the charging pin points are very huge. The instrument is very huge compared to what you are referring to. So it gives an ease of access for chargeability is what is an advantage in your case, is what I have understood. So any ideas of expansion globally?
Currently, we are expand. Hopefully, we will expand pan India. We have a plan for that, but into mostly into tier two cities. Globally, if some great funding arises, then definitely we'll expand globally.
Priyadarshi sir, please get connected to them. You're the person to be connected for investments. So, coming to my next question, I think I am entering the time zone of me keeping quiet, but I want to ask this question before I go to the QA. So, when you're referring to your service, have you got connected with the government agencies and tried to utilize the policies, new policies that have come up in sustainability? Have you tried to um, get access to government facilitation for startups which are into sustainable businesses? Priyadarshini or
Yes.
Santwana? Yeah.
Yeah, yes, we have registers ourselves. We have Startup Odisha and Startup India programs where we have registered. We actually started off in TBI, which was a business incubator facility provided for startups. We have also obtained some, we have attended events organized by them connected to investors, and have also obtained some benefits. Currently, EV purchases are also covered under subsidies that are provided by the government. So yes, we are availing a lot of benefits currently from government programs. In India, the government is actually pushing a lot on electric vehicles right now, and we hope that it will work out to our advantage as well.
I would suggest, yeah, Priyadarshini, you were trying to say something?
No, no.
Yeah. Okay. So I would just suggest you to please refer to the current budget, which was announced in February. So it will help you. Okay. So coming to our QA, I think Akshara has been waiting for a question. Akshara, can you please unmute yourself and start your camera before asking the question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for this opportunity. So, I really love the idea that you have come up with, and I am personally very passionate about environment. So again, coming from a marketing field, one of the questions that I have is that are there any problems that you have faced, by the customers during the subscriptions? And if you have, then what are those problems? And how have you handled these queries?
Hi, Akshara.
Hi, ma'am.
Um, During subscription, mostly we have handled customers who are doctors or nurses, and general localites who do small businesses. Okay, from them, generally doctors and nurses, their main issue is with time. The main problem which we face is we offer a maintenance, but they don't get time. Okay, and the delivery guy who goes there, or our operations team who reaches there to serve them for or provide our services, gets a bit delayed. That is the main issue. Time takes a time. See, we are based out of Jaidev, Bihar, and AIMS is quite far from us. So going to AIMS, Bhubaneswar, and coming back again for them is a hassle. And waiting for the subscriber for our customers and helping them out is definitely takes at least a day of time. That's the main issue. And sometimes in some B2B cases, we have some payment issues. That's it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akshara, for that wonderful question. I opened the forum for others to ask the question. So kindly ask the questions if there are any. Uh,
Good
yes,
evening.
Shivraj. Good
I have one
evening.
question. Social media now plays an important role, you know. So can you please share a major insight about it, like hashtag आपके हर सफर के साथ?
Hi, Shivraj. I guess our social media team, Mr. Anirban Mohanty, has joined. Uh, Mr. Anirban, are you there?
Yeah, but I just landed at the airport. You can hear the commotion.
Okay.
Yeah, please to go ahead. We are in a mess.
Okay.
यार पूरी भर सुनने कौन मार दिला?
Hello, Anirban. Okay. Okay, Santwana, please, please.
So hello Shivraj. Yeah, we have a dedicated social media team which is in house, and they are working very hard to make our. I would rather say that our growth has been very organic because we have spread a lot through social media and word of mouth, and our team comes up with these innovative campaigns of little ad films and videos, and also real interviews where we are able to connect with the market. Now what happened was, because of COVID, our plans were delayed for around 2 years. We had planned to launch our uh, community plan, that is the college campus plan, in the summer of 2020, but it got delayed over time. And during this time, our social media campaign and also the favorable word of mouth helped us reach the subscription customers throughout the city, and that has actually helped us a lot in sustaining through the COVID period till we put our plans together to deal with the situation and get ahead. So yeah, our team works very hard, and I think they're very dedicated. We have channels on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook as well. So yeah, full credit to them.
Thank you, ma'am.
Our Har Safar Ka Sathi is our green Sathi for you, where you can take our EVs anywhere and anytime you want.
Yes, ma'am. It's a really interesting fact because I also saw so many people who actually came from tier three cities and four cities to come for tier one and tier two, especially for their colleges. And now it's really difficult, hard to them, to travel from one place to another. And it may, as going ahead with college campus, so it may really help them for students this kind of activities. And it's really interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's very interesting. We have a question here wherein any plans for electric cars in your addition of products?
Yes, why not? We're sure in the long term we will also move to electric cars. When we have a substantial market, I think it will be a feasible idea for us then. Also, the electric car market is just beginning, so we would like to see how these cars perform, and what are the models that work better on our roads. We would like to see a little bit of their performance before entering into cars. But I'm sure cars also have a good market demand.
Okay, we have another question in the chat box which states, before I go to that question, I would request all participants to kindly fill the feedback form. It will help us to improve our services, and please join our community. The link is there in the chat box. It would be wonderful to have associated with you. And here comes the question. We have a question from Kalinga Stock Traders. What is the revenue of last financial year? Oh my God. That's a very interesting question.
Priya, would you take this?
Yeah, definitely. Our revenue for the last financial year would be not much, but 50 lakhs.
Think with the COVID crisis and everything around, that's a decent amount.
I hope
That's a,
so.
Yeah, we're just
that's a
beginning,
decent.
and we hope this figure will grow in the coming years.
We
Yes, it
have
should.
actually, if we are not including our capex and marketing cost at all in this, it's just the revenue.
Wonderful, wonderful. So there's one more question. Are you available in Odisha? I think you are based in Odisha. Am I right?
Yes, we are
Yes.
currently in Bhubaneswar.
Yeah, very good, very good. So we have someone who has switched on the uh, camera. Uh, संस्कार जी आपको कोई क्वेश्चन है?
Yes, ma'am. I have a question. Like, do your services provide any benefits to the customer?
I
Can you
would
be,
request Mr. Ankur to please mute himself. Yeah, thank you.
yeah, can you be a
He
bit more
just
clear
asked.
about what
He
you
just asked. Uh, do your services provide any additional services benefits? Is what I think he's meaning. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
I
Thank you
think
so
first is
much for the
health,
question.
right?
Yeah, actually, as part of our, as of now, we do not have a lot to play with, but as a part of our future plan, we have ideas to use the customer riding behavior and use that to provide customized pricing for our customers. For example, if you take our bike, let us say a few times, and you use it, and we analyze your ride data, and we see that you drive very safely, and with your driving pattern, the longevity of our bike also increases. So we will eventually move to a pricing plan which is more friendly for you, based on your riding behavior, compared to someone who uses our bike with not much care. So this is something that we do have in our mind, which we want to work on further. And this is also a reason why we keep collecting the data, so that as the users and as the data grows, this will help. This will be AI driven. This will be a part of data analytics, and our analytics team is also working on this, on how to make this a very beneficial thing for our users. So if you drive well, you can get benefits from us just based on your driving patterns. As well as if we are able to earn some credits, the carbon credits in some monetary terms, we also have plans to provide that as some sort of cashbacks or offers to our customers. These are not immediate, but within 1 or 2 years, we'll be able to come up with these kind of plans for our users.
There is a message for you by Goodrich Life wherein they would like to connect with you. Please check the message in the chat and get the link for yourself. It is something that would interest you. Kalinga Stock Traders has another question for you. Are you still burning gas? Am I audible?
Yes, you
Yes,
are.
ma'am.
You are.
Yes,
Yeah.
please repeat.
Yeah. Are you still burning gas? Is the question.
We do require a lot of our funds to go to the procurement of vehicles right now. But despite that, we still have a healthy revenue, and we're able to sustain that and deliver some profits each month to our further uh, mm, works. So, yeah, moving ahead, we would like to also move asset light, and we would want retail investors to buy vehicles and lease them to us, which would be a source of revenue for them and also help us get more bikes. So that is also on the cards.
Another question by Kalinga Stocks. Are you funded by anybody?
Priya, would you
Yeah.
answer this?
We won't reveal our sources, but yeah, a little bit.
I think somebody else has also started their camera. Mahima, do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, my question is, in what ways do you plan to stay competitive over the long term? And also, who are the company's competitors of yours?
Currently, we don't have any competitors.
Okay.
We do have a very competitive pricing. Our prices are very low as 50 paisa per minute, and uh, and we plan to keep it that way. We do not want to go for concepts like surge pricing and predatory pricing. We would like to keep it accessible and affordable for everybody. We would like to have a bigger market rather than a more profitable set of customers, if that makes sense. So,
That's
we,
awesome. That's awesome.
like I said, we are the first such EV rental company in Eastern India as of now. We do have, I would like to say, the first mover advantage, and we hope to bank in on that and reach a lot of people.
So, are you interested in asking a question because you're unmuting? You're trying to unmute yourself. Are you interested in asking a question? Goodrich Life or Mr. Ankur Patel?
Yeah, Ankur is with us. He's one of our
Oh,
He's
co-founders.
a founding member.
Yeah.
oh, I am sorry, Ankur. I thought you
No,
were
no,
asking a
it's fine.
question.
Actually, no, actually, I'm in the airport, so by mistake it is
Uh,
getting turned on.
would you like to add something to today on our coffee break Saturday? It's okay if you are at the airport.
Yeah, please tell me. Is there any question I would love to add?
So, Ankur, you are a team member, and
Yeah.
you are a team member, and uh, how is it that you are working pan Odisha and trying to manage the distances in terms of providing your services? Because there is a kind of manpower which is required, right, to handle all this. So how are you managing that kind of technically trained manpower? Because as of now we don't have this kind of training. So are you providing training to the people who are with you, or uh, you get some kind of trained people to work with you?
So actually, we got a lot of time to train people. So we actually took COVID as a blessing. So we got time to rectify our mistakes, and also Odisha has a large pool of talent. It's a place where students come, a lot of students come here, a lot of universities. So, and this is something people, a startup is somewhere, something where people want to work, they see their future. So, that is, I mean, we don't have any issues with getting talent. And with
That's
the third
wonderful.
largest economy, the second largest economy in population, I don't think there's an issue.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I have a message here. Mr. Dhar, would you like to unmute yourself and ask your question, please? We have last 2 minutes left. Mr. Dhar? Yes. So please pose your question by unmuting yourself. So you're on mute. So please unmute yourself. So you're on mute. Please unmute yourself.
अभी सुनता है।
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
आज का जो टॉपिक है मैं सुन रहा था वो इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स को लेके है। मतलब आज का जो टॉपिक है वो इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स को लेके
हाँ जी, हाँ जी। आप थोड़ा
आज
सा आपके ऑडियो सिस्टम के पास आएंगे ताकि क्लियरली आपकी आवाज सुनाई दे। थैंक यू सो मच।
हाँ हाँ मेरा जो प्रोडक्ट है तो वो मेरे प्रोडक्ट पे आपको जानकारी देने के लिए कुछ देखा था मेरा जो सिटी है अगरतला त्रिपुरा से है तो वहाँ से मैं कुछ न्यू इनोवेशन किया था तो उसके लिए मैंने स्टार्टअप किया था तो स्टार्टअप कैसे हल कर सकता है वो जानना था। वो अभी तक इसको मिला नहीं इसलिए मैं आप लोगों की बातें सुन रहा था
धर जी आप प्लीज कनेक्ट हो जाइए हमसे वी विल बी connecting with you soon and the link is already there of joining the community. If you're already there in the community, please put a message on the community so that we can get back to you. And one last thing from our speakers is what message do you have? uh, सर आप कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं? म्यूटेड हिमसेल्फ। धरती आप म्यूट कर देंगे, हम आपसे कनेक्ट करेंगे। आपकी आवाज पूरी तरह से आ नहीं रही है यहाँ पर, हम आपसे
Hello.
वापस से कनेक्ट करेंगे। यस यस सर, प्लीज आस्क योर क्वेश्चन।
Yeah, this is Suresh here. I'm from
यस सर।
Andhra, right now in Vizag, Vishakhapatnam. And I just joined in this meeting room, and I don't know exactly what, but I think it is relatively with electric vehicles. So, coming to my point, I am 30 years plus experienced in automobile bodybuilding, fabrication part. And I done my electric vehicle course also as well. And with that, within 20 days, I made two-wheeler vehicle for delivery cargo, as well as I worked on chassis for three-wheelers. And I have a different concept, which is like a trike, small trike, which can carry 200 kgs. So I'm in some other projects like. So I don't know exactly where I'm in right place or not, but whatever. I just want to understand a brief, like what related topic is going on. And if it is EV, then I'm happy to connect with the community, and I had already filled up my form. That's about me. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you
Tell
so
me.
much, sir.
Yeah.
We are discussing EVs, and please ping us on the community link so that we can connect with you in a deeper sense to understand your firm and, if possible, get you on board for Coffee Break Saturday. So, my last thing, yes, we are running out of time. We have already run out of time, I think. What message do you have to the youth and the ones who are young at heart and want to enter EV sector? I would like both of you to give your tidbits for us.
I guess Santwana can answer that better.
Uh, yes, ma'am. The thing is, EV is the future. We firmly believe that at DriEV, and I think a lot of people will agree with us that we need not just solutions, but we also need sustainable solutions, which are easily accessible for all. We cannot make a lot of impact on a big scale, but we can make small impacts on small scale, which add up together for our environment, for our future. All of us can do that. And I really think that EV is one such place where like transportation is our daily requirement, and we do have a lot of need in that area on a daily basis. And if we are able to do the switch to EV, we are saving a lot for our environment, for the air quality around us. And it is a very good solution. I would suggest people to try out EVs, to give it a chance, to plan for their future vehicles in the field of electric vehicles. And from a startup sense, I would also say that if you are interested in doing a business, if you are interested in going for a startup, plan well and work hard. And that applies for basically any field in the world. So good planning is required to do anything. And if you want to do a business, if you want to do something, a good planning is certainly required. Our team that we have at DriEV, they are all very skilled, very efficient, very professional people, and it is because of them that we are where we are. So that kind of dedication is required, and I'm sure everyone can be successful. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much for having us. Priya, you can continue.
And if anyone is interested, can definitely join us. We are always open and can learn they can make us learn and can learn from us too.
Of
Their
course.
startup name is DriEV.
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 So it's there on our poster. Please have a look at it from where you have connected us. So thank you very much for being here and sharing your uh, work, your experience, and the problems that you have faced. But I think more than that, the most beautiful aspect is we are all working towards getting a better tomorrow with a better services for our earth and sustaining it for a longer time. Here, I would like to thank my entire team for helping me with this entire event. And I would like to thank our speakers for coming up here today, giving their precious time and being present here for sharing their experience, expertise, and their future plans. To I would like to thank our partners. I would like to thank Niti Aayog, who is powering us, Atal Innovation Mission, ACIC Gunpur, GIETE University. I would like to thank Biogarage for being our partner, Atal Incubation Center for being our partner, Knowledge Son for being our parent body, Early Bird for being our support system, and Enabling Ideas for being our partners. I would like to thank Chetna Institute for becoming our new partners, and many more to come. The list is never ending when it comes to my startup yatra. So these are the few whom I am mentioning for this particular event, but I would like to thank and remember each and every partner, knowledge partners, our powering partners for today's event. Thank you very much for being here present. And last but not the least, thank you for thank you to the audiences who are present today for this event, making it a success. Thanks to each one of you who have been present here with us. And I would request all of you to kindly fill the feedback form so that we can be better in our services. Thank you. Good evening. I hope you are done with your coffee and pakoras, and let's go ahead for a brisk walk so that we can be healthier. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Bye bye. I would request the organizers to close the meeting.